For the law was given through Moses, but God's unfailing love and faithfulness came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, but the unique one, who is himself God, is near to the Father's heart. He has revealed God to us. See, Jesus is the main character, and he will be forever. The truth is, we all play supporting roles in his story. But here's something else we need to admit this morning, if we're honest. We love to make the story all about us. We love it, right? How many of you right now can think of someone in your life who always seems to make any story about themselves? You know somebody like that? Whatever you're telling them about, they have a worse story. Or whatever good has happened, they have a better story, right? No matter what stress you're going through, if you try to find comfort in them, eventually it's going to come full circle to them telling you why they need more comfort from you than you need comfort from them. But if we're honest today, we all love to make God's story our story. It's nothing new, right? In Genesis, Adam and Eve made it all about themselves. Right? Read the Old Testament time and time again. God said one thing, and the people continually made it about themselves. Right? When Jesus walked the earth, it continued to happen. His disciples did it. Everything was about them. The religious leaders certainly did it. Everything was about them. People who rejected him did it. Everything was about them. What did Pilate say before Jesus was crucified? He said to Jesus, "Don't you realize that I have the power to kill you or to save you?" See, Pilate actually thought the story was really about him. Pilate was there thinking, this story's about me. What will I do to deal with Jesus? And if you're honest with yourself, you do it too. Honestly, guys, we all do it. We say things like, God, when am I going to get my comeback? When is COVID going to be over and our lives get to come back to normal? God, I thought you said my life would be all good once I surrendered it to you. Since the beginning of time, we've been making it about us. But in reality, he has always been the main character in the greatest comeback story of all time. So in light of that statement, let me ask everyone a question right now. Is Jesus part of your story, or are you part of his story? Just think about every single character in the Easter story. The disciples thought Jesus was part of their lives. But if you take a step back, we see that they were just supporting characters in what God was actually doing through his son, Jesus. Think about the religious leaders that crucified him. They were so arrogant. They obviously thought that this was all about their story and how are they going to deal with this guy, Jesus, who entered into their story. Take another step back, and you realize that they were just supporting characters in the story of God, the story of Jesus and what he would do in all of history. You can say that about everyone. Pilate, Herod, the Roman guards that crucified him, even the two criminals that were crucified to the right and the left. They were just supporting characters in the story of Jesus. Even the angels that announced that he was risen and the tomb was empty, just supporting characters in the greatest comeback story of all time. And so we need to answer that question today. Is Jesus a part of my story? Am I absorbed in my world and Jesus is just a part of it? Or am I part of his story? And here's why answering that question is important. When we simply make Jesus a part of our story, we're left with the little comebacks that we get to experience in this lifetime. But when we realize that we are supporting characters in his story, we can grab hold of the truth that when Jesus, the main character, rose from the tomb, we were all part of the greatest comeback story of all time. Because when the comeback king walked out of that tomb, he guaranteed eternal life for every single one of us that would put our hope and trust in his name, the name above every name in heaven and on earth. Jesus is not just a supporting character in your story. He is the main character in all history, and we get to play a role in his story.